Okay, it's been a few days since I filmed the first 2 parts of Liverpool, but now I finally got around to doing part 3. So before I begin sort of explaining day 3, again, I think it's important to point out that I had to catch my bus at 4 o'clock. So again, it was sort of a half day. So first off, my friend wanted to buy a belt, and so we went shopping, and I do that in quotation marks because it wasn't proper shopping. And we ended up buying twine instead of a belt because it was, I think, a tenth of the price, and she said I can make it work, so we did that. So life tip, buy twine instead of a belt. So then we walked to the cathedral, which was meant to be quite close. It was a little bit further away, still not very far. I think it was maybe a quarter of an hour walk, maybe less. Anyway, we walked there, and it was also uphill, so everything felt longer. So when we got there, me and her father were trying to figure out like how long ago it was built, and like how amazing it was that they could build such a huge cathedral in so long ago. And then we walk in and we asked someone, and it was built, I think it was finished in like 1970. So we went into the cathedral, and it had an exhibition of some sort going on at the front, which at first we were a bit confused because we thought that was just always in the cathedral, and that seemed a little bit odd, but it was fine. And then we walked in and it was nice, but the best part was we went up to the roof, which I think we did have to pay for, I can't remember. And we first took a lift to floor like 4 or something, then you had to walk up a small staircase while looking over sort of the top of the cathedral, and then we went up another lift and then had to again walk up a staircase, and there you saw the bells, and that was amazing. And then you walked out and you were up the top of this cathedral. The only thing that was a bit of a shame was that it was built in such a way that you could only sort of look through the cracks at the top. There wasn't sort of a nice one big view, but that's okay. We spent quite a bit of time up there. The wind was insane, but it was fine until you were standing sort of in front of a looking hole, and when you were standing there it hit you, and I had about 10 people come up to me and laugh at my hair because it was flying up and I looked like a troll, and someone literally just stood there pointing and laughing at me, and I was like, well, thank you. But it was a beautiful day, so we did have a gorgeous view, so that was really nice. So then we went to have lunch at this Italian place. I wish I could remember the name, I can't. It was really, really nice. We started off with, well, they started off having soup. I didn't have a soup, but apparently it was really good. And then we had a gnocchi bowl to share, and that was really nice as well, very yummy. So I was about a 10-minute walk away from the bus stop, and it was about 3:20, and I started getting nervous about the fact that I was not going to be there on time, even though my bus left at 4. And I decided finally at 3:30 I'm just going to go because it was stressing me out too much, and I think actually my friend's father was also getting a bit nervous. So I went. I didn't look at my watch to see what time the bus actually left or got there, but I'm pretty sure I looked after a minute or so and it was already 4:02, which is not like a huge thing, but it means that the bus came pretty much on time and left without really waiting for anyone. So if you do take Megabus, just be aware of that because you don't want to miss it. Again, the bus was very empty. Again, got that front seat with spare seats next to me, which was pretty nice. I had even more spare seats this time. The USB port was broken on my seat, but I still had the charger point, so I just did that. So the bus driver did seem a little bit nicer on this one, and about 2 hours into the drive, again, people were making a bit of noise, not like a lot, but I think they were playing videos or something without headphones, and he very politely over the loudspeaker said, please just be aware of others, and if you're listening to music or watching videos, please put in headphones. And I was like, yes, good. Okay, so that was the final day. I'm now going to do a quick review of Megabus, because this video is a bit shorter than the others. Sorry if this makes it a really long video, I will try and go through it quickly, but this is just for anyone who's considering traveling with Megabus. Here are a few of my points and thoughts and whatever. So first of all, I got on at Victoria coach station, and you did have to pay to go to the bathroom there, so keep that in mind. Maybe go to the bathroom before you go or whatever, but just, it's not like it was very expensive, but it's always a bit annoying when you know you could have just as easily gone at home. In the actual coach station, it was easy to find the gate and where you were going, and there wasn't a lot of waiting, so that was really good. Well, I mean, maybe that's just because I came sort of before, but it wasn't like an airport or anything. It was much more straightforward than that. The buses had lots of spare seats, charging points, and Wi-Fi both ways. The Wi-Fi did fall out on the way there at some point, but aside from that, it was good. At one point, even on the way back, I was calling my brother in America via WhatsApp, so in that sense, the Wi-Fi was fine. Okay, so then this is quite a big one. The airco on the bus was always on, and it was a little bit cold, and so I would just recommend wearing lots of layers if you go. But another thing that happened on the way back was that they changed bus drivers, and the new bus driver suddenly put on the heating. So you went from airco to hot. So it was just not nice. So just again, layers solves that problem. And it did, because I was prepared on the way back. The bus drivers aren't necessarily the nicest in my experience. They are a little bit aggressive, and not to the people, but whilst driving, and not very friendly necessarily. But again, that's just my experience. There could be many other bus drivers and many other occasions where they are nice. The arrival point in Liverpool was very central, very good in that sense, but I think most buses end up in that place. And I don't know about sort of other cities, obviously, but in that sense it was also very good. The bus does leave almost early even, but like on the dot, so make sure you get there, I would say not just on time, but early, so that you've got that leeway. And of course the winning point for me is that it's just very, very cheap. So I recommend it in that sense, and I think the positives outweigh the negatives. I have not used any other bus company in the past, and I haven't used a train yet, so I can't say sort of if the money of Megabus was worth it compared to National Express or a train, but I still recommend it. I think just wear layers. I think most importantly, wear layers and come on time. Or early. So that was L for Liverpool, and I will see you guys who knows when. Okay, goodbye.